Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us for the 2021 White Collar Women's Defense Association Awards Gala. We're so happy that you could tune in to what is set to be an extraordinary gala, honoring those who have made a big difference in the white collar defense industry while championing women. I'm so excited to have been asked to be the MC of this year's Awards Gala. The association has served as an incredible community to me and to many other women in the area of white collar defense. As an organization with a primary mission to advance and support women in the white collar field, I can say that the networking and business development opportunities, as well as the educational programming and other activities, have had an immense impact on so many of our careers. It is my pleasure to be here to honor the many leaders who strive to support the association's mission through unparalleled collaboration and communication each and every day. Although it's still not ready for us to be together in person this year, we've put together a fantastic virtual program for this year's gala, which will include some congratulatory remarks from our all-star rank of guest speakers and fun hellos from many of the Women's White Collar Defense Association's 45 chapters all over the world. These chapter messages truly reflect the global reach of our association. Of particular note, this year's program will include the association's inaugural Women's White Collar Defense Association Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg Outstanding Law Student Award. We have identified a fantastic award winner, and we can't wait to tell you more about her when we bestow this inaugural award on her. But before we get to introducing you to our impressive award winners, I want to introduce my good friend and the association's leader, Karen Popp. Karen is the global chair and the co-founder of the Women's White Collar Defense Association. Karen has worked hard to build the association into what we have today. She's also a global leader of Sidley and Austin's white collar practice. She focuses her practice on a broad range of white collar matters and compliance work. She's always been, and I've known Karen for a long time since we worked together in Brooklyn years ago, she's always been a strong advocate for women and continues to work tirelessly to advocate for women. Karen previously served as an associate White House counsel to President Clinton. She worked as a lawyer in the Department of Justice's Office of Legal Counsel. And as I noted, she was an assistant US attorney, along with me, in the Eastern District of New York, which is how we met. Thank you, Karen, for all that you do and for your tireless work alongside this year's Awards Gala co-chairs, Hannah Bornstein, Carrie Cohen, and Nana Frimpong, to make this 2021 Awards Gala a success. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our inspiring leader, Karen Popp.
Thank you for those kind remarks, Leslie. We're so honored to have you MC this year's Awards Gala, and we're in awe of all of your accomplishments. You know, Leslie's had an incredible career. Not only is she now a partner at Latham & Watkins, where she focuses on white collar defense, she has had a storied career in the government. She served as the Assistant Attorney General for the Criminal Division for the U.S. Department of Justice. She headed DOJ's Enron Task Force, and she served as the Chief of the Criminal Division of the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Northern District of California. And where I met her, she was a chief in the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Eastern District of New York. Leslie, thank you for your years of public service and leadership, the leadership skills you've demonstrated as a woman in the highest ranks of government and in the white collar bar. And thank you for blazing trails for your work in elevating women in the white collar space. Ladies and gentlemen, I am thrilled to welcome all of you to this year's WWCDA Awards Gala, where we will honor the groundbreaking leadership and tireless devotion to diversity and equality that our honorees tonight have shown while making significant contributions to the white collar field. Many years ago, WWCDA was created to get more women in the room, more women at the table, and more women at the highest levels in the arena of white collar defense. We will pay special tribute during this awards gala to the women who worked in the late 90s and early 2000s to bring women together and the white collar defense bar to collaborate, connect, and support each other. During those early years, we laid the foundational blocks upon which WWCDA has evolved and grown into the organization we know today. WWCDA is now more than 2,500 members and 45 chapters around the globe. And this year, we welcome 2 new chapters, Spain and Quebec. We have more chapters in the pipeline, and we're expected to launch some of those in 2022. Our international presence and continued growth in the U.S. are unbelievably exciting. WWCDA brings women together, lifts them up, helps elevate their careers, and celebrates their accomplishments. We have made significant advancements. WWCDA initiatives include thought leadership activities, educational programming, networking, promoting our members, and mentoring. We take pride in WWCDA's continued work to place women in speaking roles at conferences throughout the world, resulting in those events being more diverse, while also highlighting the talents and experience of those women. I am thrilled that conference panels are a lot more diverse than they were 20 years ago, and we will continue our efforts to increase diversity in these high-profile thought leadership opportunities. We also work to have more women included in the rankings of top lawyers and consultants, rankings that many prospective clients rely upon in choosing who to hire. And we continue to foster important networking initiatives. The virtual gatherings in the WWCDA Water Cooler Series this past year allowed many of our members around the globe to meet virtually on a periodic basis and stay connected, engaged both professionally and personally. And during COVID-19, we have worked collectively to help those in need. We have risen to fight and challenge long entrenched racial inequities, and we will keep that fight up. I'm so proud of our members who have been at the forefront of these efforts and who continue to show up day in and day out to continue this work. Last year, as we all grieved the loss of Justice Ginsburg, we announced the launch of the WWCDA Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg Outstanding Student Award. All of us, without a doubt, are where we are today because of her tireless work on behalf of women's equality and her unparalleled commitment to excellence. Tonight, we are excited to recognize the first ever recipient of the WWCDA Justice Ginsburg Award. We're also excited to showcase during this gala our chapters around the world. You'll hear greetings and messages from them. I can't thank these women enough for their work and furtherance of the WWCDA mission. Before we dive into the heart of our program, I want to give a special thanks to our awards gala co-chairs, Carrie Cohen, Nana Frempont, and Hannah Bornstein for their hard work on this gala and the program in general. And a big thanks to all the WWCDA Awards committee members for your work this year in making this gala happen. I also want to give a huge shout out to our sponsors. We could not have this gala and all the other initiatives and activities throughout the year without our annual sponsors. You will see who those sponsors are during the program, but for now, I'd like to acknowledge the top level, our diamond sponsors. Alex Partners, Alvarez and Marcel, BDO, the Berkeley Research Group, Charles River Associates, Deloitte, FTI Consulting, Guidepost, and Stone Turn. I also want to give a big thanks to Merck, our champion sponsor, for their support of this year's gala. Thanks to everyone at Merck for your generosity. I also want to thank all the men out there who have supported the WWCDA and our members, some of whom are even our sponsors. From the beginning, we've had the support of our male colleagues and male leaders of different law firms and other organizations with whom we have collaborated. Thank you. And finally, many thanks to the speakers during this year's gala, and congrats to the award winners. We can't wait to hear from you, and we're especially inspired by all of you. It's going to be a terrific show. And now let's get on with the show.
The Women's White Collar Defense Association was founded with a simple vision: equality for women in the field of white-collar criminal defense, and a simple mission: promote diversity in the white-collar bar by providing networking, education, promotion of women in the practice, and business development opportunities. In the late 90s, a small group of women started regular meetings to network and discuss working in the white-collar bar. Today, WWCDA has thousands of members in dozens of chapters throughout North America, Europe, Latin America, and Asia Pacific. Women have always been at the forefront of social change around the world. Like all of the trailblazing women before them, they saw a need in their community, and they started by connecting the amazing women they already knew. Women who have used their platforms to support other women. Women who have enhanced white-collar practice by being great lawyers and professionals while making the field more diverse and equitable. WWCDA has numerous initiatives in pursuit of their mission at the global, regional, and local levels. We continue to connect our members through networking opportunities, mentoring and educational programming, fostering collaboration through referrals, promoting our accomplishments and expertise, identifying business development opportunities, and raising awareness in the news and on social media. These are just a few of the grassroots initiatives our members are using to influence change all around the globe. We are trailblazing for the next generation of women in white-collar law. We are the WWCDA. Connecting. Collaborating. Advancing.
On behalf of all of us and the nearly 400 WWCDA members in Washington, D.C., welcome to the 2021 Awards Gala.
Hi everyone, cheers from Paris. Happy holidays and see you soon in person.
On behalf of the Ohio chapter, congratulations to this year's award winners.
Hello, since last year, Women's White Collar Defense Association has a chapter in Peru, bringing together prominent female legal and compliance professionals who have been working to promote female inclusion in our practice areas.
Hello, WWCDA. I'm Maria Ferradinoff, the Florida Chapter Social Media Coordinator, and greetings from sunny Florida and the Florida Chapter.
Greetings from the Nutmeg State. On behalf of the Connecticut chapter of the WWCDA, congratulations to all of the award recipients.
Greetings from San Juan, Puerto Rico. I'm here with Sonia. My name is Isabel. Maria could not be here, but we wanted to all greet you and invite you to come here to Puerto Rico and visit us sometime. And we hope to do many face-to-face activities this coming year. Bye.
Take care.
WWCDA was founded and has grown under the leadership of remarkable women who saw a need to connect and collaborate to help each other advance in the field of white collar. These early WWCDA trailblazers came from Washington, D.C., New York, Boston, Miami, and Los Angeles. WWCDA would like to pay tribute to our early trailblazers, the women who saw the need in our community and made the decision to use their platform and create change. In 1999, Karen Popp and Bethe Wilkinson attended the American Bar Association's annual National Institute on White-Collar Crime after having only recently returned to private practice from senior positions in the U.S. government. At the conference, they noticed there were only a few women on panels and only a handful of other women in attendance. Together, these women started discussing ways to redress the gender balance. Karen and Bethe began meeting with women in Washington, D.C. that same year. Other women were getting together in New York City and Boston. They began organizing breakfast and lunches, inviting other women who were in attendance at the ABA conference. These women also began the tradition of arriving at the conference a day early to network with each other, fondly calling this annual gathering Spa Day. They continued getting together in their respective cities throughout the year to network and participate in educational programming. These activities became the foundational blocks upon which the Women's White Collar Defense Association has been built. From the beginning, The mission of these WWCDA trailblazers was to make the field of white-collar law more equitable and diverse. In Washington, D.C., these women also helped in the efforts to collaborate with women in other cities and to have gatherings at the annual ABA White Collar Conference. For this leadership and contribution to advancing women in white collar, we pay tribute to our first trailblazers. They started connecting and collaborating to build what we now know as the Women's White Collar Defense Association. Karen Popp is today's global chair of WWCDA, helping to lead in the early efforts to bring women together locally and nationally, and continuing to lead as WWCDA has grown throughout the world with multiple initiatives to help women in the practice. She began her career on Wall Street, was a federal prosecutor, was in the Office of Legal Counsel at the U.S. Department of Justice, and was Associate White House Counsel to President Clinton. She joined Sidley Austin as a partner after leaving the White House, where she has built a successful career in white-collar defense and has been the global leader of Sidley's white-collar group for many years. Bethe Wilkinson is a founding partner at Wilkinson Walsh, LLP. With over 30 years of experience and an unrivaled record of victories in both federal and state courts throughout the country. Beth is a trial lawyer who routinely serves as lead counsel in Bet the Company high-stakes trials. After law school, she served in the U.S. Army as a captain before joining the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Eastern District of New York. Beth is a fellow of the American College of Trial Lawyers. She was awarded the 2018 Trial Lawyer of the Year by Benchmark Litigation. She was also named a Litigator of the Year by the American Lawyer, a Law 360 Trial Ace, a National Law Journal winning litigator, and was the 2015 and 2018 recipient of Chambers' prestigious Business Trial Lawyer of the Year. Laurie Miller was one of the original members of the Washington, D.C. gatherings, supporting Karen and Beth as they launched the group. Laurie also helped on the national level, blazing the trail for collaboration between the ABA and WWCDA by establishing the Women in Law Committee of the Criminal Justice Section when she was co-chair. Laurie was a star in the white-collar bar, and WWCDA has established an award in her memory to honor all she has done for women and the organization. After 10 years as a federal prosecutor in Washington, D.C. and Miami, Marty Rogers began private practice at Arent Fox in Washington in 1987. During her years there, and later in other firms, Marty's practice focused on complex white-collar criminal defense with an emphasis on healthcare fraud and tax fraud matters. She represented corporations, financial institutions, healthcare providers, and individuals in all phases of investigation and litigation in federal courts throughout the U.S., and advised corporations and individuals under congressional investigation. She retired in 2008. Mary Spearing began her career in New York at the New York City Department of Investigation, but soon went to the Department of Justice, where she spent a long career, both as an AUSA for 8 years in the EDPA and MDPA, and at Main Justice in D.C. She finished up her DOJ life as chief of the fraud section before embarking on a second long stint in private practice at Baker Botts in 1998. Mary started the White Collar Group at Baker Botts' D.C. office, and her practice focused on defending companies and individuals in FCPA cases, criminal, environmental, and securities matters, among other enforcement issues. Mary retired from the firm in 2017 and has become involved with representing refugees from Latin America seeking political asylum. This legal work has complemented her very non-legal study of Irish literature, French, and the most fun, welcoming 3 grandsons into her life. Barbara Bis Van Gelder is a recognized leader in the field of criminal defense and internal investigations. After spending 14 years in the United States Attorney's Office for the District of Columbia, serving in both the criminal and civil divisions, Biz has spent the past 24 years in private practice. She is now senior counsel at Cozen O'Connor. During her career, Biz has tried over 100 jury trials and has represented numerous high-profile clients. In naming her one of Washington, D.C.'s top criminal defense lawyers, Washingtonian Magazine describes Biz as someone you call if you find yourself drawn into an awkward congressional investigation, or worse, a grand jury investigation by the Justice Department or the U.S. Attorney's Office. Chambers USA noted, her representation is worth its weight in gold.
Wow, what an inspiring video on the WWCDA and some of our early trailblazers. And what a fun, welcoming chapter shout out. I'm really proud to be a member of this amazing organization. Now, on to the award presentations. The first award will be the Women's White Collar Defense Association Catherine M. O'Neill Mentoring Award, which will be presented by Awards Gala co-chair Nana Frimpong, who is a partner at DLA Piper. Nana will also introduce our next speaker. But before I pass the mic over to Nana, please watch this short video about Cathy O'Neill and the award that we have created in her memory.
This award is given to an aspiring junior member of WWCDA in honor of the late Catherine M. O'Neill and in commemoration of her excellence, integrity, grit, and tenacity in her legal advocacy. Her enthusiasm and optimism for life and the law, her boundless energy and creativity, her dedication to mentoring young lawyers, and her generous and tireless donation of her time and talents for the public good. This award includes a continuing education stipend that has been fully funded by the law firm of King and Spalding, where Cathy was a partner in its Special Matters and Investigations Practice Group. The stipend will be used to continue to develop the legal and leadership skills of the award recipient.
This award honors the memory of our amazing partner, Cathy O'Neill, who tragically passed away following a valiant fight against pancreatic cancer while working as a full-time partner. The mentoring part of the award is what Cathy would want the world to focus on. Cathy always made time to mentor the lawyers around her and to encourage others to do the same. She made those around her better.
In 2015, I received a call on my cell phone from a very excited Cathy O'Neill. She was down in New Orleans at the ABA meeting and had run into Karen Popp. And Cathy said, "Jamila, I'm so excited. There is this women's organization made for us, specifically for us. And I really want us to do it in Atlanta, but I won't do it without you. You've got to join me." Some people would call a person like Cathy a superwoman. I call her a Wonder Woman because every time I saw her or saw something she was doing, I continued to wonder how it was that she was still able to do so much, so well, and always be a friend and mentor to many.
We're Cathy's boys, Dave, Stephen, and Michael. Cathy had some great mentors during her legal career, and she was devoted to paying it forward by helping young women lawyers negotiate the challenges of the legal profession and of life. That's one reason Cathy supported the WWCDA and helped start its Atlanta chapter.
We truly appreciate this award that King, Spalding, and the WWCDA have established to recognize my mom's legacy.
Congratulations to this year's award recipient. We thank you and everyone else who continue this important mentoring work.
Cathy was a good friend. Cathy was a fantastic mentor. Cathy was absolutely selfless in all that she did. That level of selflessness is one of the reasons that I'm so excited and so thankful that the WWCDA has named an award in her honor.
What an inspiring video. Wow. Cathy was a special member of WWCDA and the White Collar Bar. And WWCDA is so pleased to be honoring her by having an award in her memory. And I'm honored to be here to announce this year's Catherine M. O'Neill Award recipient. It's especially meaningful for me because I was fortunate to know and work with Cathy. She was a force of nature, a Renaissance woman, and an amazing human being. We all miss her so very much. It's wonderful to honor her legacy in this gala. And as the video explained, the award is given to a rising star in the bar who's a junior member of the WWCDA. And the award is given in Cathy's memory to commemorate her as a lawyer, a WWCDA member, and her dedication to mentoring young lawyers. Now, this year's WWCDA Catherine M. O'Neill Award recipient is Jillian Trisa, an associate at Debevoise & Plimpton's Washington, D.C. office. and a member of the WWCDA's DC chapter. At her level of seniority in the white collar bar, Jillian has already attained true star status. Younger associates at Debevoise clamor to work on teams she leads because of her excellence and her investment in coaching and elevating her team members. She's already a leader and a mentor. Congratulations, Jillian. Now, before we hear from Jillian, though, Andrew Seresny, former SEC Director of Enforcement and co-chair of the litigation department at Debevoise, will share a few remarks about our amazing Cathy O'Neill Award winner.
Thank you for the introduction, Nana. I'm honored to be here today to celebrate my colleague Jillian Trisa's receipt of the 2021 WWCDA Catherine O'Neill Mentoring Award. As many of you are aware, the WWCDA was founded in 1999 with a simple vision: equality for women in the field of white-collar criminal defense. And since the WWCDA's founding, the WWCDA has worked tirelessly to reduce the gender gap in the white-collar law bar by providing networking, education, and business development opportunities for its members and associates. As highlighted by the video, Cathy O'Neill exemplified groundbreaking leadership and dedication to mentoring lawyers in white-collar defense, and I'm lucky enough to have a colleague like Jillian who works to do the same every day. Jillian is an inspiration to the more junior members of our white-collar bar. I have worked closely with Jillian for the past 3 years on numerous matters. She is one of the finest associates I have ever worked with. She is a brilliant writer, strategist, and she is a fearless field general of numerous matters, and she's also a tireless worker. But important for today, she is also a wonderful mentor. She is a promoter, a teacher, and a supporter of numerous junior associates whom she has brought along to become just wonderful senior associates and ultimately much better lawyers. And so she is a wonderful colleague and friend, and I am delighted today to be here to present her with the award. So congratulations, Jillian, again, and thanks to the WWCDA for honoring women like Jillian, who are the next leaders of our white-collar defense bar.
I'm tremendously honored and humbled to be receiving this award. Mentoring and leadership have been core principles for me throughout my military and legal career. And while this award is an honor, the real privilege for me has been learning about the remarkable life of Cathy O'Neill, a true leader, mentor, and titan in her practice. It's impossible not to be inspired by her sheer force of life and presence in all that she did. I want to thank her family for sharing her with all of us and continuing to share her powerful presence in our field through this award. And likewise, I want to thank King and Spalding for recognizing Miss O'Neill's greatness and honoring a woman who used her talents to make all those around us better. I want to thank my teams for trusting me to lead and showing up every day and challenging me to be a better and more effective leader. And I want to thank Debevoise for letting me use whatever talents I have to do my job to the best of my ability. But even more than that, I want to thank them for leading by example. Throughout my professional life, it's been all too common for me to be the only woman in a room, on a team, in a platoon, in a role as a leader. It's so refreshing to be at a firm where I look up and see so many wonderful women in leadership positions advancing their craft and bringing others along with them. Finally, I want to thank the WWCDA for creating a space to celebrate, promote, and develop women in such a meaningful way. Thank you all again. I will carry on Cathy's extraordinary legacy of mentoring and leadership in our field, and I will strive to make her proud.
Hi, and greetings from Dallas, Texas. We're the founders and leaders for the Dallas chapter of the Women in White Collar Defense Association. We are celebrating our 10th year since founding, and we have more than 100 members currently.
Hello everyone, we are the co-founders and leaders of the Quebec chapter of Women's White Collar Defense Association, Lorraine Vaillant and myself, Fanny Albrecht. We are located downtown in Montreal, and you can see behind us the Mount Royal.
Greetings from the Alabama, Tennessee chapter. We're coming to you from the Weinman Auditorium in Nashville, Tennessee. Weinman is the home of American music and a place that both champions tradition and history and talent of the future. Couldn't think of a better place to welcome everyone to this year's WWCDA Gala.
Hi all, I'm Rupinder Malik, chapter leader of the India chapter of WWCDA. Happy to share that the India chapter has been operational for over a year now with pan-India presence. We are absolutely delighted to be a part of this global community and wishing you all the very best.
Our small but mighty Seattle chapter offers our sincere congratulations to all of tonight's award recipients.
Hello, and congratulations from beautiful Portland, Oregon. The rumors of our demise have been greatly exaggerated. Congratulations.
Hello from the Vancouver chapter. Congratulations to all this year's winners.
Hello from Pittsburgh. We want to congratulate all the women who won this year, and we want to welcome you to Pittsburgh. Come visit us.
From the home of the World Series champions, the Atlanta Braves.
Atlanta Braves, greetings from the Atlanta chapter of the WWCDA.
We would like to thank the following platinum sponsors: Ankara, Ernst & Young, Kroll, KPMG, Mintz Group, RSM, Salesforce.
Our next award will be the Group Award, which will be announced by Carrie Cohen, who is a partner at Morrison & Forster, where she's the co-chair of the Women's Strategy Committee. Make sure you stay tuned in, because following the presentation of the Group Award, we'll be giving out our inaugural Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg Award to the outstanding law student. You do not want to miss that. And I'm now going to pass the mic to Carrie Cohen to tell us more about the association's Group Award and about this year's award winner and our next speaker. Over to you, Carrie.
Thank you so much for the introduction, Leslie. I am honored to be a co-chair of this year's WWCDA Awards Gala. And I am very excited to speak to all of you about WWCDA's Award for Group Achievement. The WWCDA Group Award is bestowed on a team that has demonstrated achievement in the white-collar area while advancing women. The winning team can be comprised of either men or women lawyers or other professionals who have collaborated on a project or projects that have had an impact in the white-collar field while highlighting and promoting women. The power of teamwork and the importance of working together in the white-collar field to advance women and diverse attorneys cannot be overstated. I couldn't be prouder to announce this year's recipient of the 2021 WWCDA Group Award. Envelope, please. Drum roll. Merck & Company, Inc.'s in-house global investigations and compliance and ethics teams. Tonight, we are honored to virtually have with us my good friend and leader extraordinaire, Lisa LeQuent-Sifis, Merck's Chief Ethics and Compliance Officer. Congratulations again to Merck, and thank you for all that you do every day to promote diversity and gender equality within white-collar law, both within your organization and with your outside counsel.
Thank you to the Women's White Collar Defense Association for honoring Merck with this year's Group Award, a recognition of the incredible teamwork of our attorneys, not only in their business achievements, but in helping to advance women in the field. Like others throughout our company, they recognize that diversity and inclusion is both a business imperative and a moral responsibility. It's a value we share with the WWCDA, an organization that is a leading example of how, when women attorneys put our heads together, work with and for each other, and develop relationships, we can replicate and even surpass the older, more established networks and provide outstanding counsel to our clients. At Merck, diversity and inclusion is a core belief, which is why we work diligently to instill it within our culture and in our partners, including our outside counsel. It's critical that everyone we work with share a belief in the power of diversity and be equally committed to making gender equity a priority. And make no mistake, diversity is a power. With diversity comes innovation, fresh perspective, and the ability to understand our world better. After all, our world today is an interconnected global patchwork that relies on the unique ideas and direction that only diversity and inclusive leadership can bring. When companies or professions ignore that, they do so at their peril. I'm now honored to pass the virtual baton to my colleague and friend, Lisa LeQuant-Cephas, Merck's Chief Ethics and Compliance Officer and the chair of Merck's Pro Bono program. Lisa is a trailblazer in her own right. She's been an unwavering, strong voice for women and diverse attorneys in the field. And so it's only right that Lisa accept the WWCDA Group Award on Merck's behalf. Lisa, thank you for all that you do to further diversity and inclusion in the field and here at Merck. We are proud of you and our team's efforts on behalf of the women and ultimately on behalf of the diverse patients we serve.
I'm joined by Nicole Stovall, current head of global investigations, and Larissa Kashaka, one of our regional investigation leads. On their behalf, and on behalf of Merck and the entire Merck investigations team, it is truly an honor to accept the Women's White Collar Defense Association Group Award. This award is deeply meaningful to our entire legal organization, who work tirelessly every day to foster an environment of diversity where women and underrepresented racial and ethnic groups have equitable access to greater areas of practice, including white-collar opportunities and advancement. Merck Investigations is committed to DEI as it is core to who we are and the diverse patients we serve as we work to invent for life around the world. One of the ways we promote female attorneys is by setting clear diversity goals for our Merck legal network firms, conducting regular assessments to ensure progress, and putting financial incentives in place to expedite change. Those efforts and this award are personal. As a Black female white-collar attorney, I have felt the disparity of opportunities firsthand. I know what it means to have the support of clients like Merck as you work to overcome adversity and break through barriers. That is why it is truly an honor to be here today in a position to accept an award like this on behalf of a company like Merck, and to continue to lift as I rise. Thank you, Women's White Collar Defense Association, for your important work promoting gender equity, and thank you once again for selecting Merck and honoring our commitment to diversity and the advancement of women.
Hi, I'm Emily McGowan. I'm the social media chair of the North Carolina chapter, and we're coming to you from the heart of Uptown Charlotte.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Medlin. I'm the secretary of the North Carolina chapter. And from the North Carolina chapter, we just wanted to wish this year's award winners a big congratulations.
Congratulations.
Hi, my name is Jonelle O'Cleary, and I'm the Irish chapter leader.
Thanks to this amazing network, we have connected with so many talented lawyers worldwide, and we look forward to continuing those connections into 2022.
Hello, everyone from LA. From all of us in LA to all of you, wherever you may be, happy holidays.
Hello everybody from Switzerland, Bern. The Swiss chapter is today at an exhibition for the 50 years of the first vote for feminine people, well, which is women, of course. And we wanted to say hello to all of you and wish you a very nice evening from Bern. And this is the Swiss chapter. Bye.
Bye. Hi, this is Gula Rifting, a member of Houston chapter.
Hello from Houston. This is Nicole Hotchglobe. We are very excited about our Houston chapter, and we'd love for you to come see us to enjoy the incredibly diverse food, culture, and art scene.
Good evening from the Chicago chapter. Good evening to the award gala attendees.
A huge congratulations to the award recipients and honorees. We're thrilled to celebrate you.
And our ongoing appreciation for all of the amazing work that WWCDA does to support women in white collar.
Welcome from the Boston Women's Memorial, featuring 3 trailblazing Massachusetts women. Because of these women and so many more who promoted gender equity and social justice, we're able to gather tonight for this wonderful celebration. And we're especially proud to pay tribute and say thank you to our WWCDA trailblazers, including our very own Boston members, who gathered together as a small group more than 20 years ago to plant the seeds of this global organization of women supporting women.
Let's meet the WWCDA trailblazers from Boston who took foundational steps to help grow the WWCDA into what it is today. These Boston women met locally and led the effort to launch Spa Day in 2002, attended by a small group of women from Boston, D.C., New York, and Miami. Spa Day grew each year, attracting women from other cities. That growth was instrumental in the early days to launching women's groups in cities around the world. Over the years, the Spa Day event grew into the WWCDA annual meeting that is held in conjunction with the ABA White Collar Conference. WWCDA thanks them for their leadership and contribution to advancing women in white collar. Kathy Weinman started her legal career at Wilmer, Cutler & Pickering in Washington, D.C. She was a founding partner of Dwyer & Kolera, a litigation boutique in Boston that merged with Hogan Lovells in 2017. Kathy's practice focused on defending companies and executives in government enforcement matters, including healthcare fraud, political corruption, and securities violation cases. Since retiring, Kathy has continued working on racial justice issues such as criminal legal reform, voting rights, and reparations. Joan Mcphee is one of the premier government investigations and white-collar criminal defense attorneys in the country. Through more than 2 decades at Ropes & Gray, Joan has advised companies, organizations, and individuals in criminal and internal investigations, and has represented executives, board members, physicians, and engineers in criminal and civil litigation. Joan's success as a white-collar defense lawyer stems from many factors: her distinguished background as a federal prosecutor, her years of experience handling highly complex matters, and her exceptional versatility. Her many years working for the advancement of women in the white-collar space is also unparalleled. Karen Green is an Associate Justice of the Massachusetts Superior Court. She handles serious felonies and criminal trial sessions and complex civil disputes in the business litigation session. She also is a member of the Executive Board of the ABA Center for Human Rights and the Board of UMass Law School's Justice Bridge. Before her judicial appointment in 2016, Judge Green was a partner at Wilmer Hale, where she co-chaired the firm's litigation controversy department and was a member of its executive committee. She was also president of Litigation Counsel of America. As a private practitioner, Judge Green was consistently recognized by clients and peers as a litigation leader in the area of white-collar criminal defense. Earlier in her career, she was the first assistant U.S. attorney at the U.S. Attorney's Office in Boston, chief of staff to Governor Bill Weld, and law clerk to U.S. District Court Judge W. Arthur Garrity, Jr. Judge Green was a 2015 Fellow of Harvard University's Advanced Leadership Initiative and now serves on the Advanced Leadership Coalition's Coordinating Advisory Council. Diana Lloyd started her career with stints at Sullivan & Cromwell and Skadden Arps as a clerk in the Second Circuit before joining Choate, Hall & Stewart in Boston in 1994. After serving as an assistant U.S. attorney in Boston in the Major Crimes and Economic Crimes units, Diana returned to Choate in 2001, where she became the first woman co-chair of Choate's Government Enforcement and Compliance Group. Diana represents companies and executives in governmental investigations, internal investigations, and related business and securities litigation. Diana is also active in the Boston Bar, having served as president of the Boston Bar Foundation, on the Boston Bar Association Council, and as trustee of the Women's Bar Foundation. Forming business connections and friendships with other women who practice in the white-collar area has been a highlight of Diana's professional life over the last 20 years.
It's wonderful how the early Women's White-Collar Defense Association trailblazers worked together to bring women together. And now we have this fantastic association. I'm also so impressed with Merck and the diversity that they've been able to achieve and the community that they've been able to build through their Merck legal network. Congratulations again to Merck and to Lisa LeQuent-Cephas. The time is now here to present our inaugural Women's White-Collar Defense Association Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg Outstanding Law Student Award. We can all agree that Justice Ginsburg was a true trailblazer for women. And following her passing, the Women's White-Collar Defense Association wanted to commemorate her legacy by creating an award in her honor. Awards Gala co-chair Hannah Bornstein, a partner at Nixon Peabody, will be announcing our first amazing winner and our next speaker. But first, let's take a few minutes to watch this tribute to the late Justice Ginsburg and to learn more about the values that this award strives to honor.
In my lifetime, I expect to see 3, 4, perhaps even more women on the High Court bench, women not shaped from the same mold, but of different complexions. I surely would not be in this room today without the determined efforts of men and women who kept dreams of equal citizenship alive.
This award was created to honor Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Like so many of the women in our organization, she was a trailblazer. She leaves an enduring legacy that we all must carry forward. We created the WWCDA Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg Outstanding Law Student Award to reflect what our members were feeling after her passing. We could not be doing what we're doing professionally, but for Justice Ginsburg. We owe her everything. This award represents her efforts to pave the way for other women and in her life's work of mentoring and lifting up women in law.
I had the great honor and privilege of serving as a law clerk to Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg from 1999 to 2000. I am so pleased to know that the Women's White Collar Defense Association has created an award in Justice Ginsburg's honor to recognize a female law student who, like Justice Ginsburg, exemplifies excellence, perseverance, resilience, and a dedication to making ours a more just legal system.
Because she knew how important it was for women, particularly young women, to see what they could also accomplish. I think the greatest gift she gave all of us was that she brought her whole self to all of her work. She acknowledged all the many parts of her life in her work. Her life as a lawyer, her life as a professor, her life as an advocate, her life as a parent and a spouse and as a judge. And she showed all of us that we too could bring our whole selves to this great endeavor that we call the law. And for that, I will always be grateful to Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
It is so wonderful that WWCDA has established an award to honor Justice Ginsburg's legacy. I am Hannah Bornstein, partner and deputy practice group leader in Nixon Peabody's Government Investigations and White Collar Defense Group. I also am a co-chair of tonight's gala, and what a gala it has been so far. I am so pleased to be presenting WWCDA's inaugural Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg Outstanding Law Student Award. This is our first year to give the award, and I am pleased to announce that the recipient of the inaugural WWCDA Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg Outstanding Law Student Award is Sarah Wood, student at Tulane University Law School. Sarah has an incredible and true devotion to criminal justice. The WWCDA could not think of a better woman to receive the inaugural Justice Ginsburg Award. We will now hear from the Dean of Tulane University Law School, David Meyer, who will tell us more about Sarah's amazing accomplishments. Please take it away, Dean Meyer.
Thanks, Hannah. It's a great honor on behalf of Tulane Law School to join you today and to have the opportunity to express my deep thanks to the Women's White Collar Defense Association for your support of education through the scholarship and our student, Sarah Wood. Honestly, I can think of no more fitting representative to receive the inaugural award in the name of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg than Sarah Wood. She's someone who represents the highest ideals of Justice Ginsburg that she stood for, and the highest ideals of the Women's White Collar Defense Association. She's someone who has herself, like Justice Ginsburg, overcome significant barriers and confronted inequality in her own life out of a sense of deep passion and purpose to advance the cause of equality and to represent those who are vulnerable and facing the weight of the criminal justice system. She did that growing up in Alabama and being a witness to the most profound forms of inequality. And it's brought her to law school, where here she has distinguished herself as a woman of enormous talent and promise and deep passion to serve those in need in the criminal justice field. So I thank you on behalf of Tulane for this honor for Sarah. We're enormously proud of her and grateful to the association. Thank you.
I grew up in rural Alabama. I lived for many years with my grandmother in St. Elmo, Alabama, which is a small community a few miles inland from the bayous of South Alabama. I was the first person to attend college in my family, and I'm excited to soon be the first lawyer. And my desire to do public interest legal work is informed by my own personal experiences growing up in a working class family. In my own upbringing, I've seen firsthand how low-income communities are denied access to justice solely because of their poverty. I understand many of the struggles vulnerable people and communities face because they are the same struggles faced by my family and the community in which I grew up. My desire in correcting criminal injustices also stems from my own professional experiences. Receiving this award is such a privilege and a deep honor. I am most honored because the core of WWCDA is centered on women helping women. I am eager to foster connections and learn from members because of their commitment to mentoring young lawyers. I would not be the budding lawyer that I am today without the guidance from my peers, professors, and other advocates I have met along the way. They have helped me quell some of my self-doubt, helped me find my path, and have taught me practical lessons on the type of advocate that I want to be. This award is such a privilege because it also helps me expand this network and allows me to build relationships with trailblazers who are dedicated to the growth and success of young lawyers. Lastly, this award is such a privilege because it is in honor of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Justice Ginsburg embodied excellence in advocating for women and marginalized people. She brought warmth to everyone she interacted with, especially to those with different backgrounds from her own. After reflecting upon how Justice Ginsburg has inspired me, I realized how my grandmother inspired many of those same lessons to me as a young child. Much like Justice Ginsburg, my grandmother taught me how to bring warmth and light to everyone I interact with, especially to those who come from different backgrounds than mine. She also taught me how to persevere, even in the face of immense obstacles. Most importantly, she taught me that every experience is a lesson. Every person has the ability to teach me something, and the value of finding joy, even in the worst of situations. This award is such a deep honor to me. Justice Ginsburg and my grandmother inspired me to dream beyond my narrow understanding of what I can be and what our world can be. Through this award and WWCDA's mentoring programs, I can continue to make this dream a reality by building relationships with our members.
Congratulations to the awards winners from WWCDA Italy chapter. Enjoy the gala. Ciao dall'Italia! Ciao dall'Italia!
Greetings from Tokyo. Hope everyone is healthy and safe, and congratulations to the award recipients.
Hello, everybody. We have Tokyo Station in the background.
The state of emergency was just lifted in Japan in October, and yes, we actually hosted the Olympics during the state of emergency. But now things are starting to gradually go back to a new normal. Happy holidays and best wishes for the new year.
Greetings from the Phoenix chapter of the WWCDA. We wanted to wish the award recipients congratulations from the Grand Canyon State. Congratulations.
Hello, greetings from Spain.
Here is the leadership of the Spanish chapter, and we really hope to see you in person next time.
And we really look forward to seeing you all soon in San Francisco. Hasta luego.
Hasta pronto.
Good evening and hello from the Philadelphia chapter, the city of brotherly and sisterly love.
Hello to our fellow members around the country and the world from the San Francisco Bay Area chapter.
We are happy to be gathering in person once again for some chapter events. We look forward to seeing many of you out here soon.
Hi, I'm Lara Gotti.
And I'm Kirsten Scott.
And we are part of the leadership team of the Australian WWCDA.
Saying hi from Perth.
Hi from the Australian chapter of the WWCDA. It's a beautiful day here in Sydney, Australia.
Greetings from the New York chapter. We're pleased to report that New York City is back. We're back to our offices, back to court, back to client meetings, and back to seeing each other in person.
And we can't wait to get back to travel, to see all our WWCDA friends in person.
Now, live from New York, it's the WWCDA Awards Gala!
Women in New York helped to trailblaze by getting together locally and coming together with women from other cities at the ABA conference. For this leadership and contribution to advancing women in white collar, we pay tribute to them. After clerking in the Southern District of New York and then serving as an assistant U.S. attorney in the Southern District of New York, Amy E. Millard spent 22 years as a partner at the boutique New York law firm Clayman and Rosenberg LLP. Her practice focused on defending individuals in cross-border financial investigations conducted by the U.S. Department of Justice. Since 2021, when she became of counsel to the firm, Amy has continued her practice but has taken more time for her volunteer activities. Her focus there is her work with United Jewish Appeal, Federation of New York, supporting its work in Israel with organizations that promote democracy, social cohesion, and religious pluralism. Karen Seymour is a partner and member of the Management Committee of Sullivan and Cromwell, LLP. She has previously served as an assistant U.S. attorney and chief of the criminal division in the Southern District of New York and as general counsel and executive vice president of Goldman Sachs. Her practice focuses on white-collar investigations and criminal defense for both companies and individuals. Karen is a previous winner of the WWCDA Laurie Miller Award. After clerking in the SDNY, Marjorie Pierce joined Stillman, Friedman, and Shaw in 1986, becoming a partner in 1991. In 2013, Stillman Friedman merged with Ballard Spahr, where Margie is managing partner of their New York office and a member of its elected board, which is majority women. She is a litigator with a practice focused on white-collar criminal defense, virtual currency, regulatory matters, and complex civil litigation. Among many other bar and pro bono activities, she was the first female officer of the New York Council of Defense Lawyers, chaired the board of directors of the New York City Bar Association, and maintains an active pro bono practice, including having served on the Steering Committee for Clemency Project 2014. Helen Gredd, like many members of the WWCDA, started out in white collar on the other side of the tracks, hanging out with a colorful crowd. When Helen left DOJ in 1993, she joined Lankler, Siffert, and Wohl, a defense-side litigation boutique in New York. Helen has been there ever since, happily giving the government grief whenever she can. Two trailblazers from Miami and Los Angeles played a key role in the growth of the WWCDA by organizing in their home cities and pushing for change. Their contributions had an impact on women locally and at the national level when they helped groups get together annually at the ABA conference. Jane Moskowitz started her legal career serving for almost 10 years as a federal prosecutor in DOJ, Baltimore, and then Miami. Since then, she has been a white-collar criminal defense lawyer representing mostly individuals from investigations through trial. She has had her own firm since 1992 and has practiced with her husband for the last 20 years. Now mostly retired, she spends her time working for local candidates and on voter protection and voter turnout. Nina Moreno is a founding partner at Kaplan Moreno, a boutique criminal defense firm based in Los Angeles. Nina's national practice focuses on representing individuals in white-collar and complex criminal matters, including financial crimes, matters involving public corruption, and international extradition. Nina is deeply passionate about improving the status of women in the white-collar bar and the greater legal community. She was recognized as a trailblazer by the National Law Journal in 2020 and is regularly recognized by both U.S. News and World Report and Chambers USA. Nina has been repeatedly recognized by the Los Angeles Business Journal as a top woman attorney in LA and by the Los Angeles Daily Journal as a top white-collar attorney in California.
Thank you to our annual gold sponsors. Thank you to our annual silver sponsors. Thank you to the Gala's supporting sponsors.
The next award to be presented is the Women's White Collar Defense Association Laurie A. Miller Leadership Award for the advancement of women in white collar defense. We're pleased to be joined by last year's winner, Karen Patton Seymour, currently a partner at Sullivan & Cromwell and formerly the general counsel at Goldman Sachs. Karen will announce the winner and introduce our next speakers. But first, please watch this short video about Laurie Miller and the award we're giving in her memory.
This award was created in memory of Laurie A. Miller, a groundbreaking leader and brilliant practitioner in the white-collar defense and government investigations field, who was unyielding in her advocacy of women practitioners around the world.
I'm David Sintel, known to some as Dave and some as Judge. I'm a judge of the United States Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit. I met Laurie Miller when she was one of a small group of lawyers who came to me with the proposition that we should form an American Inn of Court comprised of lawyers who practice in the defense and prosecution of white-collar crime. I was delighted, as that had been a favorite area of mine as in practice as a prosecuting attorney and as a defense attorney. I knew she had the knowledge, wisdom, and experience to recognize the characteristics of the sort of top-level white-collar attorney we wanted in the end.
Anyone who came across Laurie recognized her keen intellect, her always sharp command of the facts and the law, her strategic acumen, ultimate professionalism, and sense of humor. But the memories I most treasure are those moments when Laurie took the time and had the patience to work with me and bring me along as a young lawyer in the white-collar practice. What she taught me in those moments have had such a significant impact on my career. Her encouragement, her support, and yes, her honest feedback remain with me still. And I continue to pass those lessons that Laurie taught me to the other young women in this practice. I know that's what Laurie would have wanted.
As one of the few women white-collar defense lawyers practicing in Washington, D.C. in 1999, Laurie immediately gave her support when presented with the idea by Karen Popp and Bethe Wilkinson to launch a women's white-collar defense group. Karen and Bethe had just left the government, and Laurie was instrumental in helping them move the concept forward in Washington, D.C. and beyond.
She was an ethical and professional practitioner. She was automatically seen as a mentor by the new members of the Inn, and she was well equipped to perform that role. That, too, I think, is characteristic of a great lawyer. And Laurie was exactly that, a great lawyer.
Laurie would be so proud of the WWCDA. She would be so pleased to have an award in her honor given by an organization where she was one of the original members, and which is made up of women who are committed to helping each other and paving the way and mentoring those coming up next.
I can think of no better way to honor Laurie's contributions to the advancement of women in the white-collar bar than naming this award for her. I know I sit where I sit because of the trail Laurie blazed for me and for so many others. But we still have a long way to go. In 2019, when I took the bench in Virginia, I was just the third woman ever to sit on the Arlington Circuit Court. That is why continuing Laurie's legacy and honoring the accomplishments of the recipients of the WWCDA's Laurie A. Miller Leadership Award for the Advancement of Women is so important.
It is altogether appropriate that the award honoring women in the white-collar bar would be named for this remarkable lawyer and remarkable person.
Hello, everyone. I'm Karen Seymour. I'm a partner at Sullivan & Cromwell, where I'm also a member of the management committee. I was so honored last year to receive the WWCDA's Laurie A. Miller Leadership Award, and I am thrilled to be able to announce this year's winner. The WWCDA launched this award to recognize women in the white-collar defense field who best exemplify Laurie's groundbreaking leadership in law and the advancement of women. With Laurie's help, WWCDA was founded more than 20 years ago with the goals of promoting diversity in the legal profession, facilitating networking and business development, and providing educational and mentoring opportunities to women in the white-collar defense world worldwide. I know that WWCDA members from around the world join me in congratulating this year's winner. Now, envelope, please. The 2021 recipient of the Laurie A. Miller Leadership Award is Jamie Gorelick, one of the longest-serving Deputy Attorney Generals of the United States, the second highest position in the Department of Justice. And she is now chair of WilmerHale's Regulatory and Government Affairs Department. She's co-chair of the firm's Crisis Management and Strategic Response Group and a member of WWCDA's Washington, D.C. chapter. Jamie has been a role model to me personally, and she is an inspiration to all of us. So here to congratulate Jamie and give some remarks are Susan Murley, the co-managing partner of WilmerHale and a member of the firm's management committee, and Kent Walker, the chief legal officer of Google.
Thanks so much, Karen, and congratulations for receiving this impressive award last year. I am so pleased the WWCDA gave me this opportunity to honor my partner, colleague, and friend, Jamie Gorelick, as she receives the Laurie A. Miller Leadership Award for the advancement of women in white-collar defense. Jamie is first and foremost a true leader, both in private practice and government service. As co-managing partner and a member of WilmerHale's management committee, leadership is a quality I think a lot about. And I confess that in my 10 years in this position, I've borrowed many pages from the Gorelick Leadership Playbook. At WilmerHale, Jamie represents corporations and individuals in a wide array of matters, particularly in the regulatory and enforcement arenas. She helps clients tackle crises that involve all branches of government, as well as reputational concerns. My fellow partners and I often remark that in addition to Jamie's 24/7 crisis management practice, she also runs a full-time career counseling and placement business. From a couch in her office, which has become a no less active virtual couch over the last 20 plus months, Jamie coaches, mentors, counsels, and encourages countless colleagues, friends, and mentees. She connects people, refers business, makes introductions, sees around corners before most of us anticipate the bend in the road, and time after time renders good, sound, practical advice. Once so fortunate to be in the vast Jamie network, you're a lifelong member. You can call on Jamie, and she may well call on you. Given Jamie's background and experience in both the public and private sector, nowhere is this more true than in her unstinting leadership in promoting and advancing the careers of women who practice white-collar law. Jamie, congratulations again. And thank you for all you've done for women lawyers, our firm, our clients, our profession, and indeed our nation. We at WilmerHale could not be more proud to call Jamie our partner. And thanks to the WWCDA for holding these awards, so we have an opportunity to recognize those who have made a difference in the white-collar field while advocating for women. I'd now like to pass the virtual mic to Google's Chief Legal Officer, Kent Walker. Kent?
Thank you, Susan. And thank you, Karen, for the kind introduction. And congratulations for receiving this recognition last year. It's my privilege to be here today to support my good friend Jamie Gorelick as she receives the WWCDA's Laurie A. Miller Leadership Award. WWCDA is an organization of trailblazers, including the women we're honoring here tonight. Women who forged ahead, but have also connected with and helped others on that journey. They have changed the face of the white-collar defense industry. And that couldn't be truer of you, Jamie. In the midst of all your individual success, I have seen time and again how you've reached out to help others succeed. It's an approach that's very much in line with the core mission of the association and the leadership award you're receiving this evening. As many of you know, Jamie served as General Counsel at the Department of Defense and went on to become one of the longest serving U.S. Deputy Attorneys General, second highest position in the Department of Justice, where I first met her, joining her great team as a young AUSA. Jamie was later named to the Bipartisan 9/11 Commission, and the years since in private practice has been sought out to handle a remarkable number of high-profile matters. She's been known to be not just a smart and savvy counselor, but one of the premier crisis managers in Washington, helping clients see around corners they didn't know were corners. She's one of the small number of Washington-wise people, sharing insights from her years in the public sector and taking a new generation of lawyers under her wing as they develop their own careers. Jamie, we're all inspired by your commitment to the association's many initiatives, networking, educational programming, thought leadership, and increasing the number of women speaking at conferences around the world. That's work that benefits all of us. So congratulations to you, Jamie, and to my friend Sally Yates for being honored by a wonderful organization like the WWCDA. Now over to Jamie to accept this great award.
It's an honor to have this award presented to me and to my friend Sally Yates by you. And to have an award named for my friend Laurie Miller deepens that honor. To Susan Murley, my leader at WilmerHale, and to Kent Walker, one of the extraordinary leaders in the bar, I want to thank both of you for your kind words and, of course, for your support. My first years in practice were with a white-collar boutique, and I was the first woman. My first day there, the managing partner said, "Let me tell you how we work around here. We're not a formal place. The guys call each other by their first names, and the gals, meaning the secretaries, call the guys by their first names unless a client is around, in which case they call the guys by their last names." And he's going on about what the guys do and what the gals do. And finally, I asked him, "Well, what am I?" And he said, without skipping a beat, "Oh, you're a guy." And I knew I had to survive as one of the boys. So the men in the white collar world did bring me into cases, but it was when women started to become AUSAs that my practice took off. The men didn't know how to deal with them, or at least they thought they didn't. So they bring me in. The women AUSAs indeed made me indispensable, and I loved that. When I left justice in the late 1990s, the Women's White Collar Defense Association was being formed. Women like Karen Popp and Bethe Wilkinson, they'd been used to working at justice with Janet Reno and me and Mary Jo White and Loretta Lynch and so many other strong women. Karen said at the time, women working together could create a powerful force in the white collar bar, just as it had in government. And they were right. We know what we're doing. We love helping each other, and we have fun working together. I never dreamed when I started out 46 years ago that I would see so much sheer muscle in the women's white collar bar, in large part because of this association. Kudos to you, and thank you for this honor.
Now for our final and most anticipated award, the Women's White Collar Defense Association Champion Award. I'll be passing the virtual mic to last year's winner, my good friend Loretta Lynch, who's the former Attorney General of the United States and now a partner at Paul Weiss. Loretta will announce the winner of this prestigious Women's White Collar Defense Association honor, and she'll introduce our next group of impressive speakers. Loretta, please take it away.
Thank you, Leslie, and thank you also for your friendship over the years and your commitment to equal justice for all. I am so pleased to be here today to help honor the next recipient of the Women's White Collar Defense Association's Champion Award, Sally Yates. I can think of no one more deserving of this award, and frankly, few awards are so aptly named, for Sally is just that, a champion. She is a champion of diversity and inclusion writ large. She's a champion of advancing opportunities for women in the field of white-collar law. And finally, she is and has always been a champion of equal justice for all, a commodity all too often in short supply. Her career reflects her commitment. Sally's now a partner at the esteemed law firm of King & Spalding, where she helps clients navigate the complicated maze of government enforcement actions, congressional and internal investigations, and crisis management situations. But prior to joining the firm, Sally spent almost 30 years at the Department of Justice, the place that honed her skills and sharpened her focus, and that she ultimately led with such distinction. Sally has served as the Acting Attorney General of the United States, the Deputy Attorney General, and the United States Attorney for the Northern District of Georgia, having risen through the ranks as an Assistant U.S. Attorney. She has held all of these titles with consummate grace and skill. I am particularly honored to call her friend. Now, the world came to know Sally during her tenure as the Acting Attorney General, when she stood up for both the rule of law and the integrity of the Department of Justice. Those of us who knew Sally were not surprised, and frankly, we were glad that the world now had the chance to see the person that we have always known, a person of bone-deep integrity, of razor-sharp intelligence, and a steadfast commitment to always doing the right thing, no matter the cost. That commitment lies at the core of Sally's very being. Her focus has always been on the real people who live with the impact of our justice system. And throughout our time at the helm of the Department of Justice, as we grappled with issues ranging from national security to criminal justice reform, I could have had no better partner in leading the Department of Justice. Sally, my colleague, my friend, I am so pleased to be able to honor you this evening as this year's champion. And I'm joined by others who also want to lift their voices in recognition of your talent and your commitment. Bob Hayes, the chairman of King & Spalding, will speak next and add his words of congratulations for Sally. Bob, thank you so much for giving our friend a platform not only to shine, but to continue to lead. We will then hear from Don Verrilli, the former Solicitor General of the United States. Don has stood before the highest court of the land and urged our country on towards its highest ideals. He is a true voice of reason, fairness, and justice for all. And this evening he joins us to lift his voice to also congratulate Sally. To Bob and to Don, thank you both for your own deep commitment to diversity, your deep commitment to opening up this great profession of ours, and for joining us to honor our colleague, our friend, and our champion.
Thank you, Loretta. It is a true honor to be here today. On behalf of King & Spalding, I am so pleased to offer my warmest congratulations to our colleague and partner, Sally Yates, for receiving this well-deserved honor. The WWCDA Awards applaud those who have trailblazed or used their platforms to make the field of white-collar law more diverse. Unsurprisingly, Sally has done both. Not only has she made her mark in the white-collar space, but she has had an indelible impact on the practice of law, and on the pursuit of justice. She is a true trailblazer in all respects. I have had the privilege of knowing Sally for decades, dating back to when we were both associates at King & Spalding. Sally would then leave the firm to go into government service, which is something we've encouraged a lot of our lawyers to do over the years. We joke at the firm, though, that we didn't expect that it would take more than 30 years to recruit her back, but we did, and she's here. And anyone who has known her for those many years also knows the passion with which she advocates for greater diversity in the legal field and in the society more generally. In the midst of a trail she has blazed consistently through these years and reached out around her along the way to pull up others as well on her journey. She has truly put a personal stamp as a leader on the teams that she has built and to the causes to which she has devoted herself. And at the firm, she has taken on an important leadership role in the recruitment and the development of diverse lawyers for several of our clients, as well as a leadership role on behalf of the government practice group here at King & Spalding. So congratulations to you, Sally. All of your King & Spalding colleagues are so proud of you. We are so pleased that the WWCDA is honoring you in this way for having achieved such a significant success in the white collar field. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Loretta, for that gracious introduction. And congratulations to you for winning this prestigious award last year. I was really fortunate to be able to serve in the Department of Justice under your leadership. Indeed, I was doubly fortunate to be able to serve under both last year's Champion of Justice and this year's Champion of Justice, Sally Yates. You cannot find two persons more deserving of this honor. So let me talk a little bit about Sally Yates. Every one of you watching tonight knows Sally Yates. And the reason you know Sally Yates is because you have seen her act as a true champion of justice in the most difficult situations when the stakes could not have been higher. You have seen her courage, her integrity, and her unflinching commitment to the rule of law. That courage and that commitment came as no surprise to those of us who worked with Sally at DOJ. On every issue, big and small, we saw how Sally's innate integrity and fidelity to the rule of law guided all of her decisions and all of her actions. And there's something else that those of us who worked closely with Sally have come to appreciate. And that is what a kind, generous, and gracious person she is. Sally is the kind of leader who lifts up everyone she works with. I consider it one of the great privileges of my life to have had the chance to work with Sally and to call her a friend. Sally's entire legal career embodies the principles that the WWCDA fights to advance. In her work today, she continues to lead by example, promoting diversity in the legal profession, and working hard to support the success of women in the white-collar bar. Sally is a champion of justice in every way. So congratulations again, Sally, on this well-deserved honor. And now over to you, Sally, to accept the award.
Thank you, Don, and thank you everyone at the WWCDA for this meaningful recognition. One of the great things about serving as DAG was the chance to be able to work with people who are brilliant, bold, thoughtful, committed, and courageous. Don is all of that and more. In describing one of his top aides, former President Jimmy Carter once said that never before has there been such an inverse relationship between intellect and ego. Well, President Carter clearly hadn't met Don Verrilli. Thank you, Don. I also want to give a shout out to my former boss, Loretta Lynch, who was the recipient of this award last year. Loretta is the epitome of grace and determination, the quintessential steel magnolia. I can tell you also that you never want to play poker with Loretta Lynch, as she is the most inscrutable person I have ever met. I sat in countless meetings with her, where not a single twitch of her face betrayed what she was actually thinking, a testament to her discipline and resolve. I had the great fortune of working with Leslie at DOJ, and she has been a great friend over the years. Leslie is a powerhouse in the white-collar defense bar, and having personally witnessed her intellect and drive, this is no surprise. When Karen called to tell me that the WWCDA had selected me to receive the Champion Award, I was overwhelmed. And not just because I was being recognized by a group of criminal defense lawyers, despite having spent nearly 30 years as a prosecutor. I was overwhelmed because of what this organization has accomplished and what it stands for. I can still vividly recall when I started as a young AUSA. Not only were there not many female prosecutors at the time, there weren't many female criminal defense attorneys either, and they sure weren't getting the biggest or most significant cases. Well, that hasn't changed on its own, and there's still a ways to go. It's changed because of organizations like the WWCDA that are dedicated not just to the concept of equality for women in the white-collar defense arena, but who have put really practical steps in place to make it happen. You know, I don't think a day goes by that I don't get an email from a WWCDA member looking for a recommendation of counsel. And it's so great to see how many members immediately reach out to recommend other women for these referrals, sort of our version of the old boys golf course. And the WWCDA doesn't happen without people like Karen Popp, who had a vision and through sheer force of will has built an organization that mentors and champions women in the field of white-collar defense, an area that heretofore may have been the last bastion of male domination in the legal field. I can't let this moment go by without remembering our dear friend and former colleague, Kathy O'Neill. I was friends with Kathy for many years and remained close with her husband, Dave. But let me just say that both by her example and by her thoughtful mentorship of young women coming along in the white-collar world, Kathy demonstrated how each one of us can make a difference in the lives of our colleagues. Thank you again to everyone at WWCDA. I'm honored and touched by your recognition.
Good evening, everyone. I want to extend my congratulations to all of tonight's winners. Full disclosure, I have had the privilege of knowing both Sally and Jamie in the trenches, and Jillian Trisa, I am very proud to say, is my colleague at their voice in Plimpton. But I have been asked to say a couple of words about each of tonight's honorees, which I am very honored to do. Sally Yates, thank you for your strong commitment to excellence as a government lawyer and in private practice, and for making a difference along the way. And you do it with such grace, humor, and intelligence. Jamie Gorelick, you are deservedly a legend in your own time and have been a leader of the white-collar bar for decades. And I am personally grateful to you for still staying with me on the rough and tumble of the white-collar field as we enter the year 2022, about 45 years after we started. Sincerest congratulations to Merck, and specifically Lisa LaQuente-Safis and her team, a champion sponsor of this year's awards. And the congratulations go to them for winning our group award in recognition of Merck's steadfast commitment to diversity within their investigations, ethics, and compliance in-house legal team, and for their efforts to hold outside counsel, us, accountable for having diverse white-collar teams. It really is so critical. I also especially want to congratulate Tulane University Law Sarah Wood, the inaugural winner of WWCDA's Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg Outstanding Law Student Award. I also want to applaud WWCDA for honoring Justice Ginsburg's legacy in this special way by honoring a stellar representative of our future. I've saved one of the best for last. Congratulations to Jillian Trisa, our rising star in the white collar bar, also a West Point grad, a retired Army captain, and tireless mentor to young lawyers. We at Debevoise are so proud of you. You know, it's lawyers like Jillian and her peers who are the present and future leaders of our profession and the white collar bar. It is so important for all of us to recognize and support them in every way we possibly can. You know, the WWCDA's goals of promoting diversity in the legal profession, living and promoting networking and business development, and providing educational and mentoring opportunities to women in white-collar defense around the world remain as important today as they were when the organization was founded more than 20 years ago. So kudos all around to all WWCDA members. A final thanks to all of our speakers tonight. I know we were all already looking forward to next year's Awards Gala, where we will continue in person to recognize people who have made a difference in the white-collar field and championing women.
A big thank you to Mary Jo White and all of the speakers in this great event. We're so pleased to be joined by a group of such accomplished women who have all been champions for other women. Also, congratulations to all of our winners. Each and every one of you is extraordinarily impressive. Once again, the Women's White Collar Defense Association team has put on an absolutely incredible event, especially in light of the ongoing challenges of holding a gala virtually. Before I say goodbye, I want to extend a special thank you again to our fearless leader, global chair and co-founder, Karen Popp, to our amazing Awards Gala co-chairs, Hannah Bornstein, Carrie Cohen, and Nana Frimpong. I also want to thank all of you for joining and supporting the Women White Collar Defense Association's critical mission, and say thank you to the association for giving me the opportunity to MC this year's Awards Gala. Karen, I'm going to turn it over to you to wrap up this great event. Thank you.
Thanks, Leslie. Wow. Once again, I'm overwhelmed with pride and thankfulness for this year's amazing Awards Gala. At the gala, we honored our WWCDA trailblazers and the women who traveled uncharted paths. And we also honored our newest generation of young lawyers and law students who are not just taking opportunities, but are running fast and flying high. Our future sure is bright. We're grateful for our clients and partners, male and female, who support and practice the ideals of diversity and equality. And we are proud to celebrate you and are so honored to have you on this journey with us. We may have had together virtually this year rather than in person, but we have gathered together from all over the globe. We speak different languages, practice in different legal systems, and hold different beliefs, but we share the common goal of diversity and equality. This gala celebrates what we have achieved, and tomorrow we will continue the work. And we will do so with renewed energy and knowing we all stand as one in this pursuit. So thanks for joining us at this awe-inspiring event. I'm so proud of everyone and proud to be the chair of this fantastic organization. So on behalf of the entire WWCDA, my best wishes for a safe and happy holiday season. Thank you again and see you next year.